Hey everyone, Dan at Bushcraft. Last winter here in Oregon, in Western Oregon specifically, there was a huge ice storm. It left thousands of vehicles stranded for miles and miles along the freeways and other highways for up to 12 hours. People spent the night in their vehicles. Some tried to get out and walk, others ran their heater throughout the night. But some people didn't have enough gas, and they ran out of gas during the night. Two people are recorded as having died during that ice storm, freezing to death. And I'm going to show you a simple thing to carry with you if you end up stranded in your vehicle along the road in the winter, whether it be ice or snow or whatever. Something to help keep you alive. You don't have to run out your gas trying to run the heat, and if for some reason you do run out of gas or your vehicle won't start, a way to stay warm. So you can go on Amazon, just type in tea candles, long burning tea candles, and there's a whole bunch of brands that come up. I just picked what popped up at the best price, and I bought a package of 100 of 8-hour tea light candles. So there's 100 of these things in here. They weren't very expensive. They'll come in handy at home. If there's a power outage and I need light, I can also use them for heat at home. But I've got some pulled out and a coffee can. If you type in coffee can survival kits, there is a whole list. Even the Forest Service has a list of items to carry in a coffee can survival kit. So you do up one of these kits, put it in the trunk of your vehicle, behind your seat, wherever, and have it with you for an emergency. Now, I may end up doing up a complete kit on a future video, but I wanted to do a couple specific things to show you guys how to survive if you're trapped in your vehicle and you need to stay warm. So a couple things that you should have in here are an emergency blanket, and I strongly recommend the SOL heat sheet because they won't tear like the regular Mylar ones. If the Mylar ones get a small tear in them, they'll just rip to shreds. You can poke a hole in this and tug and pull and tug and pull, and it'll hold together. So you get an SOL heat sheet, put that in your can, a couple lighters in your can, and then however many of those candles. I threw 4 in. You might want to throw 6 or 8 of those little 8-hour burning candles in. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you a heat source. And we're going to go around to my truck here in a minute, and I'm going to show you guys. But you take, say, 1, 2, or 3 candles, depending on how cold it is, how big your vehicle is, how much heat you need. So I'll take 2. I'll put 2 candles in the bottom of this can. I'll light them. And then I'll set this on my floorboards between my legs. Then the next thing to do is you take the heat sheet, the Mylar blanket, or preferably the SOL heat sheet, which is a different material. You wrap that around you. So the coffee can is going to sit down between your legs. The blanket's going to be around you, and the heat's going to come up. It's going to circulate around your body, inside the blanket, and each one of these is for 8 hours. So if you have a half a dozen, that's enough for, if you use 2 at a time, that's enough to keep burning for 24 hours. If you use 1, it's enough for 2 days. But it gives you a way to stay warm. Other thing you should have in your vehicle at all times anyway as part of a kit is a pair of leather gloves. So if I need to get this out of my vehicle and the can is hot, I don't grab it and burn my fingers. And I can also light the candles and set them down inside. So I'm actually going to do that right now, and I'm going to use my glove to do it. And I'm going to take 2 of those long burning tea light candles, emergency tea light candles, and I'm going to use my leather glove and go ahead and I got a little bit of wind here, so I'm going to have to lower this down here behind the can for a minute to get it out of the wind. Okay, so I've got that lit, and I'm going to set that down inside the can. And so the gloves are handy, and I'm going to take another one, and I'm just going to reach this down and turn it sideways and light it off of the other one that's already in here. So now I have 2 lit candles inside my can. I'm going to pause you guys and let you see. So you can see I've got 2 candles burning down inside the can. Okay guys, and I used my gloves to transport that around here. Again, that can is going to put out a lot of heat. And I'm going to set that right here on my floorboards. And if it's plenty warm, I'll extinguish one of those candles. If it's not warm enough, I'll put another candle down inside of it. All right, so I can tell you right now, even with my door open, there's a lot of heat coming up out of this can. So once I close the door of my truck, and I've got this sitting right in front of me, this is going to heat the area in front of my body. And there's heat coming up. If my hands were really cold right now, just holding my hands over the top of this can is putting out a lot of heat. Now, I'm not going to do it at the moment, but the final step would be to take your emergency blanket and open it up and put it around your body. So you're holding it around your body, and this is between your legs. The emergency blanket is around you, kind of like you would wear a blanket. And then the heat's going to come up on you, and it's going to circulate around you. It's going to circulate around inside that emergency blanket, and you are good to go. Now, if you have a large family, you want to make sure that you would have a couple of these coffee cans, each one with its own candles, its own lighter, and its own emergency blanket. So if I had a passenger with me, I have another blanket and a can that they could use. If I have a family with me, throw a couple of these coffee cans in the trunk, so that if it is really, really cold, each person could have their own survival kit, which they should have anyway, with snacks and some water and things. But also that if it was really cold, really bad, each person could have their own heater. Now, these do put out quite a bit of heat, and a smaller vehicle, one will generate quite a bit of heat and help a lot and make a big difference. And I'm just holding my hand, even with my door open, I can feel the heat just coming out of there. But the nice thing is the flame and everything is protected inside the can, so it's not going to start a fire in your vehicle, as long as you don't knock the can over, and then you can get the candles out real quick. So that is burning nice down in there, and that's just putting out a nice amount of heat. The metal is warming up, and like I said, you can use, if you only need one, if you need two, if you need three, you can generate as much heat as you need. And then there's other types of candles. You don't have to go with the little tea light. I went with those because it was cheap to buy 100, and then I have a bunch of them for the vehicle. I have a bunch for home. But you know, you can get the bigger, taller candles that burn 36 hours. There's a ton of options on Amazon. But again, this gives you guys a way to stay warm without having to use up all of your gas if you're trapped in your vehicle overnight somewhere, which happened here in Western Oregon last year. And also, You've got this can, so there's plenty of room. Put those items in I just said to build a whole survival kit, you know, Swiss Army knife, some other fire starters, some snacks for the kids. Make sure you got water in the vehicle, small first aid kit, whatever else you think that you might need. Just type in coffee can survival kit on the internet, and there's actually printable lists of quite a few different ones. And as I said, I may come back and put together an entire kit of what I would carry in one of these. I have kits all over my vehicle, so I don't have one specifically inside the can. I just have the candles and the lighters inside the can because I've got survival kits attached to my back seat, under the back seat, along with my pack and things that travel with me. So I'm surrounded by survival kits. Anyway, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Hope you guys like this tip, and you know, winter's here, and you never know. When you least expect it, you could be the next vehicle that ends up stranded, you know, on the ice, in the snow, or whatever, or vehicle quits running for several hours. And having an emergency heater like this could save your life. Take care, everyone.